everyone, and welcome to the big show. I am your host, Jerk, and it's the freaking weekend, so let's have us some legendary fun. That said, I can't get too wet and wild since I'll be joining T-Bull with Zarkoon on stream tomorrow, but we can have a nice sit-down chat and interview our guest and really dig deep and find out what makes them tick. How's that sound? So let's bring them out. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the legendary tier U.S. destroyer, the Chonk of Bonk. Give it up for Geary. The Chonky Boy, and I suspect worst performing legendary tier destroyer. So who do we have on here? Let's see the commander and modules on the big screen. The all-seeing eye of Vinny Mordor with Old Bay seasoning, great on seafood and destroyers, and Big Billiam Sims adding a bit more junk in the trunk. So why do I suspect that the gearing is the lowest performer? Because people don't know how to Fletcher. And because it is getting buffed in a couple days as the guns are slowly brought in line with that of the Fletchers. So it's been a while since we've had the gearing on, 140-ish Krakens or so ago, though I think I showed a replay on stream once too. But having read the patch notes and the incoming buff, I wanted to put some time in with this ship again, because honestly, it isn't my go-to at Legendary tier, which on first blush is puzzling because the Fletcher is my most played tier 7 destroyer by far. But on second thought, it isn't that surprising because Kleber is just the best at everything. And speaking of Kleber, I was near certain that it would be getting nerfed this patch, but maybe something happened? Maybe more and more average Joes are getting their hands on it, and suddenly its stats started to trend lower. And maybe Ouija said, hold your horses there, balance department. Let's instead buff the lowest performer. And as such, we're getting more damage out of the gearing shells and higher velocity. Personally, I like this change a lot. If you are bored enough to go back and watch my initial review, you will see my biggest beef was with the shells. And I also said I would someday do a specific build for it with Mordoff. And that's what we have now. But getting into this match, I want to set up a couple things. And this goes into how American destroyers play. You're going to see me only get 2 torpedo hits because this is a gunboat. And a lot of the players I see out there are focused on the torpedoes. And this is why I suspect the performance on these ships are so bad. People don't think you can shoot your guns in a destroyer. Well, many people don't. But you are going to see me shoot my guns a lot. Perhaps you may even see a gearing gun down a Wooster. Is that even possible? But first, as is the recent trend on this channel, this is going to be another Kraken loss. As a matter of fact, I end up sinking every red ship that goes down but one. And because it's a loss, I will try and look at this with a more critical eye and see if there wasn't something I could do to save this match, or if maybe the outcome of this map was predetermined by the precogs in the pre-crime department. First, I don't know how this Shimakaze got spotted, but I'm going to take advantage of the fact you may wonder why I am spotted, and that is my smoke fire penalty, I think. I don't know, I guess it's possible that they had a target acquisition system? I don't know. But either way, knowing that I was going to get spotted here, we actually do manage to successfully bait the Wooster into using their radar. And this is a good thing, right? Because they don't have an angle to be able to fire on me, so I can actually back up here and try and farm them for as much damage as possible. And once this radar goes down, then I will be relatively safe. Hey, there goes one of the first of our 2 torpedo hits. I'm guessing that must have been on the Piotr Bagration. You're going to see me switching between HE and AP on this Wooster, depending on the angle that they give me. And what the heck was that? Somebody just got a fire on me, blind firing from who knows where. Impressive. So the Wooster's turning in, that's why I'm on HE now. We're just farming away. Sooner or later, they probably have their Hydro on, so they will actually pick me up with their hydro because they're going to be getting so close here. And the Wooster is doing a pretty good job. Like, they're trying to maintain their angle, and you see once I switch over to AP, they start to turn in again because, well, one, we see those shells bounce, but they turn in again. They're trying to just get as close to this island as possible. And this comes down to a little bit of bait and switch here. I really want this Wooster to come forward. The thing is, how many salvos will they be able to get into me? See, now I'm spotted by their hydro, or I guess this is, yeah, probably their hydro. Now, they just need to inch forward. You see I switched over to AP, and bonk, right into the Citadel, and we take them out. All right. Take 2. The writers, wired up on American cheese slices, had written a whole speech here about how awful Legendary Tier is and how broken the Bureau is, and I recorded it, went back and listened to it, and no, that is not what we do here. Are there problems in this game? Absolutely. Is hearing me complain about them why you're all here? No, not at all. That is not my thing. So you know what? No more cheese slices for them today. They got off brand. Let's push out the rage and let the love flow. Let the love flow through us just like our teammates are flowing right through the A cap without capping, which I'm not saying is the reason that we lose, but seeing teammates do things like that in the highest tier battles, well, that can be quite disheartening. And as I've played Legendary Tier these past couple days, there is a lot to be disheartened about. But hey, I thought we were not going down that path. Come on, guys. Positivity and lulls. We need something lulsy to happen to brighten our day, and I believe we're going to see one right here. Bonk. Caught the Fletcher. So yes, our team didn't cap A, and on the east side there appears to be an hourly rate motel on the white line because they are border humping. Hey-o. So trying to assess what needs to be done now, I'm thinking, what are these? Now in-game I was thinking these were Shima-torps, but in hindsight, those are clearly Amalfi-torps. Very sneaky Amalfi player. And the Amalfi player on the other team, they're going to have a very good game. So let me just go ahead and point that out now. But thinking that the Shimakaze was still over there, I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to go over and I will cap A. And I know there's a cruiser over here. And then we can try and focus this Massachusetts down as well. This Massachusetts player also doing a very good job dodging torps. But I'm trying to get into a position where I will be able to drop my smoke down to be able to focus both of these ships and have my division mate, who is low health, having been caught out in open water at the beginning by, I believe it was an Amagi, keep these guys spotted. So you can see I'm thinking about, where am I going to put these torps? Where am I going to put these torps? I'm going to go ahead and drop one on this side of the island, or do I give it to the Peter? No. So here's where I am. I'm turning into this island to my north. I don't need a lot of smoke here. I just need enough to kind of keep me covered. So I'm going to drop this set on this side, and I really am kind of annoyed with myself right here because as soon as I smoke up, I'm going to drop spot of this Massachusetts, and I really could have used a reset on them. I believe it was Cher who sang, "If I could turn back time and choose the right boat to shoot." Wait, is that the lyrics? No, it can't be, but it sounds so good. Anyway, if I had reset the Massachusetts, might things have ended differently? Is it possible forcing the red team to spend time capping a base guarantees you know where they are? Well, yes, at least for a minute. So maybe it wouldn't have changed the outcome, but maybe it would have. And jerk, a long time we wait now. We have been listening to you go over this for over 3 hours, and we're not sure any of us understand what this is supposed to mean. Supposed to mean? Supposed to mean? It means cap bases. You'll be forgiven if during that whole rant you didn't notice that when I was hitting the Piotr migration, the cap was not entirely resetting, and that blew my whole worldview up because that meant the last destroyer is behind me, and that being the Shimakaze, and that's when I realized, oh, those torps earlier were not the Shimakaze torps, but the Amalfi torps, and you have made a grave mistake. But now I am definitely caught in the rock in a hard place, because I know that Shimakaze will be able to spot me. The Massachusetts has flipped B. So really, it's time to just farm some damage, and then maybe we can kill the Shimakaze. I mean, there's really not much time left in this game. My team is going to pretty much disappear in a matter of moments, so right now, we're just using this AP on the Massachusetts, and I'm hoping that once we get this faster velocity that we might be able to get a little bit better penetration on some of these shells. You're seeing that a fair number of them are shattering, but as you know, any ship gives you broadside, use your AP. It is always going to be doing more damage. Well, not always, but most of the time it will be doing more damage. And you can see, man, I've been doing pretty decent. I was whittling down that Massachusetts about 15 to 2,000 damage every salvo, which is about every 2 seconds. I actually just went back and looked, and we did about 35,000 damage with our guns there. And that's really the key to these gunboat American destroyers. You want to be using the guns. The torpedoes are more defensive than anything else, and that's why I dropped that set there. I mean, if it hits the Massachusetts, hooray, but they're more of a deterrent than anything else. Was that a Fletcher video where I did the ABCs of American gunboats? ABC, A always, B, B, C, shooting, always be shooting. Anyway, it's style points now, with our team all gone but a Suzuya, and by all means, people, play what you want to play, but if your cruiser play is just starting fires, it's time to explore the wide world of cruisers. Now, I know that I'm going to be spotted here, and I'm guessing that the Shimakaze is going to start shooting at me too. So I've positioned myself for their torpedoes that will be coming towards me, right? Obviously, that's going to give me the biggest gap. I'm really just trying to get the Kraken here, and we are going to get it. It'll be Kraken 312 in the gearing. Right there, and now we can go for this Shimakaze and try and pick up the 6-pack. So again, I angled myself this way because they're going to be sending their torpedoes, and there they are, so we will just navigate between them and then get back to trying to shoot this thing. Oh, we just got the Confederate medal too. I'm also curious, why am I not seeing any salvos from the Suzuya come in here? Why am I the only one shooting this? Oh, well, it looks like our Suzuya is trying to kite. And you've heard me say that before, too. If your only move is to kite or bow tank, then you don't have any moves. And you need to expand your knowledge of how to engage things and when to engage things. Had we sunk this Shimakaze right here, would that have changed the outcome? No. And did our Suzuya just try to torp it? And the torps don't even get that far. You know, would this change the outcome of this game? No, probably not. But if we had gotten rid of this Shimakaze, then I wouldn't have to chase them down. And I do have to chase them down now. It's the only hope. There's not enough time to make up the point difference. So I'm going to continue to go after them. And, you know, had the Suzuya helped shoot this Shimakaze, maybe I could have torped these other guys. It seems unlikely, and it actually is pretty unlikely, but as it is, I'll just keep going for this Shimakaze and try and get the 6-pack for, just for the lulz and for the fun of it. And we're going to spot him as soon as we come through here, and just start blasting away like Frank Reynolds. And I keep waiting. Let's see when the Suzuya actually shoots. Okay, I'm getting shot by the rest of the team there. Where are Suzuya shells? Why are there not Suzuya shells raining hellfire down upon this Shimakaze? Where are... Okay, well, I'm dead. Oh. Okay. They're gonna go shoot at the Amalfi. Yeah, you know, sometimes that's just how the games turn out. Thank God this one is over. And let us see what we did on the scoreboard. Alrighty. 2,616 XP in a loss for a good game. And a very good game for the Red Amalfi. And a GG to most of that red team. Blue, I thought you were my boy, Blue. And that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you think the gearing buff will turn it into the most dominant destroyer at Legendary tier, then give this video a like. If you think the Kleber will need a buff to be able to compete against it, hit dislike. Questions, comments, more condolences, leave them down below. And if you are enjoying seeing me miserable with my team and want to see more, then you can hit subscribe to make sure you never miss the chance to drink my tears. Thanks for watching, folks. I will get back out there for another one soon, and we will talk then.